Few years back, I was flying from Hyderabad to Kolkata. My co-passenger was a young boy in his early 20s. I noticed that he was restless, stressed out, and was constantly on his mobile. A time comes in the flight when you are asked to either switch off your phone or put it on airplane mode. The boy continued to use his phone till we were airborne and it went out of network. He was depressed and was freaking out. When we were about to land, he saw 1 bar of network on his phone and he smiled. I was so out of touch, he said with a sigh. Do you all react the same way when your phone is out of network? Do you react the same way when you are out of network of your people? Do you get upset when people in your network does not respond or help you in your work or profession? I am sure we all do, but not with the same intensity like we react when our phone is out of network. Friends, we need to focus more on network of people and not just mobile network. When I look back at my life, it seems like I am a product of networking. Let me take you through how I got my first job in a top-notch financial services company way back in 1992. After completing my graduation from Kolkata, I moved to Hyderabad, tried my hands in few jobs, and finally decided to get into the corporate world. But how? So I reached out to a friend of mine who was a businessman and told him, listen, I need a job and I need it soon. He in turn told his another common friend. This common friend told general manager of his company. It so happened that around the same time, a new person moved in the neighborhood of the general manager. The general manager reached out to the new person who was vice president of a large financial services company and told him, since you are expanding your team in Hyderabad, I know somebody who is looking for a job. Would be grateful if you can meet him. I was called for an interview and the rest is history. In last 25 years of my corporate life, I've worked with the best brands in the industry. I've always used my ability to network and get the job. 8 years back, when I decided to give up my corporate life and pursue my passion of storytelling and motivational talks, my ability to network helped me to establish myself. I personally believe that networking is one such tool that can help you move up the life both professionally and personally. Networking is one tool, if used effectively, it will help you achieve your dreams and goals. What comes to your mind when I say the word networking? To me, networking is all about connecting with people and building and nurturing relationship over a period of time. For many people, networking is like hunting. You go out in the jungle, you shoot and hope to be lucky. For me, networking is like farming. Yes, farming can be boring at times, but that's the fun of it. There is a process that a farmer follows starting from plowing the land to make it crop ready, to sowing the seeds, nurturing, and finally reaping the harvest. Post sowing the seeds, the farmer actually nurtures the farm, waters it, and takes care of it. Now imagine a farmer after sowing seeds, after a few days of sowing seeds, the farmer digs the soil to check if seeds have started rooting or not. Imagine he's overwatering or nurturing. What will happen? The crop will get spoiled. Taking inspiration from farming, I have created my own 3-stage structure that helped me connect, build, nurture, and grow my network. These 3 stages help me achieve my dreams and bring a change in my life in a good way. So the first stage is homework before you network. Now what we do before exams decide how well we do in our exams. Likewise, what we do before meeting somebody either individually or in a conference or in an event will decide how well we are being able to nurture and grow our network. Let me take example of 2 experiences. One, talking to an individual for the first time about my business, and second, attending a world-class event. These 2 experiences will help you understand the power of homework before network. So I was supposed to be on a call with a gentleman, a very senior person from financial services industry. I was supposed to talk to him about my business. Even before the call, I did my research, made my notes about his work, his career highlights, and much more. How did this help me? I'll talk about this in stage 2. I was supposed to attend an event, a World HRD Congress event in Mumbai in February 2024. The event was attended by speakers and attendees from the HR industry, the perfect crowd for my business. Even before attending the event, I made a list of 25 speakers out of the 100 odd speakers who were speaking at the event, and I reached out to them. I sent them email invites, I sent them LinkedIn invites, emails, and WhatsApp wherever phone was available. Did everybody respond to me? The answer is no. But I did my homework of reaching out to them and sowing the seeds of networking. The second stage is about when you actually come face to face with a person. The truth of the matter is when you actually meet a person individually, either for a meeting or a conference or an event. As a networker, we cannot start from the point of view of what is in it for me. You got to be a good listener. And you cannot brag about yourself or your work in the first meeting itself. I often meet people at conferences and events where they reach out to me, they literally read out their resumes, and they ask me if I can help them become a speaker in TEDx or any similar platforms. Imagine you go to an ATM to withdraw cash, knowing very well there is no deposit in the ATM. You cannot withdraw till you deposit. What do we deposit when we meet somebody for the first time? Some information about self and transfer few positive vibes, and over a period of time, this grows. Unfortunately, networking does not come with overdraft facility. It is also very important to know what do we tell when somebody asks us to introduce ourselves. We should always be ready. Like when people ask me what do I do, my answer is I tell stories for a living. Now this one line is a great conversation starter for me. So let's move forward and take those two examples of individual and the event. How did it work for me after doing the homework? So when I was on this call with this gentleman about my business, I told him, sir, I am so inspired by you. I've been working with the same company for the last 35 years. This is very, very rare in today's time. I really would like to know what is the secret sauce that somebody can work for so long in a single company. He asked me, Lokesh, how do you know this? And I was like, sir, you only told me. He was like, but we are speaking for the first time. I smiled and said, sir, I did my research and read about it on LinkedIn. He was mighty impressed that I invested my time to know about him even before the call. At the World HRD Congress event, when I met people, it felt as if we know each other. Those who accepted my LinkedIn invites, it was obviously much easier to connect because they also had read my profile. But even those who did not accept my profile, they also told me, oh, I remember receiving an invite from you. Sorry, I was in a rush. I did not accept the invite, but it's great connecting with you and meeting with you. Out of the 8 people whom I invited for coffee meets on the sidelines of the event, 4 of them met me. One of them, in fact, told me that, Lokesh, you have completely changed the meaning of attending an event. Till now, I used to just go and attend an event and come. But now I know that before the event, I can do homework and I have these wonderful meetings on the sidelines of the event. So what did I do? Basically, my ability to homework helped me expand my network. Finally, the third stage, the follow-up. Like how it is important what we do before networking, it is equally important to know what we do and what we do not do after the initial networking. You remember the farmer I spoke about, who was digging soil after a few days only, trying to see if there is a progress? Don't be that farmer. Remember, we are not hunters. We are good farmers. So what do? After the event or after meeting somebody, I transfer the entire data on an Excel sheet. I write to each one of them individually an email, thanking them about the meeting, mentioning about our conversation that we had, the work that I do, and to stay connected. Does everybody respond to my email? Obviously, no. But I can only do what is in my control. Moving on. So you must be wondering, great, 3 stages, but what's the outcome? Does it really work? So let me share with you what happened with the individual and the event. So the call that I had with the gentleman, he invited me for 10 paid sessions on the power of dreams and goals for his teams across the country last year. This financial year, which has just started, he's already talking to me to invite me for talks on how do you do business with networking and references? Out of the 30 plus people I met at the event, one of them reached out to me and invited me for a talk. Now you must be wondering, 1 out of 30, you must be upset, Lokesh. Absolutely not. I think it's a great start. So friends, many of us believe that networking is a modern day cliche, it's a fad, it doesn't work, it's overrated, etc., etc. I just want to share with you a little story about myself that will help you understand that networking actually works. Can we have the slide, please? So if you look at this picture is of my family, almost about 50 years back. The house, the picture tells you the state of financial status that we are in. So coming from a lower middle class family, financially challenged, studying in a very, very small school, if networking was overrated, I wouldn't be standing here. If networking was overrated and doesn't work, I wouldn't have worked in leadership roles for financial brands that we all, look up to. And if networking was overrated, I don't think I would be sharing the stage with the Honorable President of India and being felicitated by her. So friends, if you really want to move your career up, if you want to achieve something, use networking in the right way. If you want your career, your goals and dreams to fly, make sure that your network is never on airplane mode. Thank you so much.